Now recognize Dr. Joyce from Pennsylvania for 5 minutes of question.
Thank you, Chairman Wenstrup, for convening this important hearing. Over the past months, this subcommittee has heard testimony from Dr. Dasick of EcoHealth and NIH Deputy Director Dr. Tabak. During that questioning of both of these witnesses, it has become clear to me that the NIH's current grant processes are inadequate to ensure the proper oversight of federal funds. Dr. Dasick revealed that EcoHealth's renegotiated grant would rely on continued work from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and Dr. Tabak confirmed that NIH was unaware of this continued collaboration when certifying EcoHealth's compliance. This means that based on false statements, NIH and NIAID approved federal funding to go toward work involving the debarred Wuhan Institute of Virology. Dr. Morens, do you agree that the NIH must have a rigorous grant review process in order to ensure the grants that they provide are a responsible use of the federal taxpayers' dollars?
Yes.
Do you agree that the strict review processes are especially important when evaluating a grantee who is out of compliance and determining if they are still receiving funding?
Yes, but I mean...
Thank you. Yes is the answer. On September 7, 2021, you wrote to Dr. Dasick in an email titled, "For Urgent Review, Questions Raised by EcoHealth Alliance Grant Proposal." You wrote, "Do not worry. Behind the scenes, NIH is sticking up for EcoHealth." That's a quote. And proceeded to forward internal NIH communications to Dr. Dasick. What did you mean by saying that the NIH was sticking up for EcoHealth behind the scenes?
You know, I don't remember specifically, but I felt
Sounds nefarious, doesn't it?
It sounds what?
It sounds like it's suspicious. It sounds nefarious.
It does, yeah.
It's concerning, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't
Were
know
you
why.
regularly colluding with Dr. Dasick in order to promote EcoHealth in the NIH?
Did I collude with him?
Yeah, that's my question.
No.
Is using an unofficial email address to provide grantees with non-public information about grant consideration consistent with NIH standards review process?
You know, I think what I was referring to is stuff that was in the public domain. There was a newspaper story.
Why would you use a private email to do that?
Because, you know, at one point I stopped communicating with Peter and the others on anything but Gmail.
Why would you do that?
Well, I've already explained that, because things that they tell me that are private things could get, you know, get into the public domain if they send it to my...
But you said it was in the public domain. Is personally editing grantee responses to NIH compliance efforts, as you did with letters EcoHealth sent to NIH, consistent with NIH and NIAID's standard compliance process?
It's probably not. I'd have to go look at it and, you know, I don't remember any of it.
It certainly is not. Do you believe that using your personal email in this way was consistent with NIH and NIAID policy? And are you aware of other NIH or NIAID employees who also conducted official work on unofficial emails?
You know, I don't know of anybody specifically, but, you know, we get training on emails all the time, and in that training, we are told that it's a policy to try to separate them. So
did you follow that policy?
I try to, yes. And
But we have evidence that you did not follow that policy. Trying to is not success. The government standards of the NIH should mean following policy. Do you agree that you failed to follow NIH policy?
I do agree, but, you know...
I find this to be quite concerning as we look to how we move forward, recognizing that NIH standards and NIH policies were failed. I think that your testimony here today continues to affirm to us that NIH policies has dismally failed when it came to COVID-19. Mr. Chairman, I thank you for the opportunity to have this hearing today, and I yield the balance of my time.
Thank you. Dr. Morens, it's not the intention of this committee to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I agree with Dr. Ruiz that many public servants work diligently and honestly every day